You guys know me. I love a good freak out where someone completely fails to control their emotions and makes an absolute fool out of themselves in public. But you know what I love more than that? A good story. But what happens when a good story meets a good public meltdown? You get a piece of art. Something that not even Leonardo da Vinci could paint. He couldn't portray such beauty. And today I'm happy to say we were blessed with this perfect storm. We got an absolutely wonderful apocalyptic explosion in public over nothing, and an incredible narrative to accompany it.
Do you have a vagina?
I don't know. That's kind of my business. Do you?
Do you have a vagina? I couldn't imagine a stronger intro. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was my dog. She just scared me. She must have been having a dream and kicked my chair. I thought for sure an earthquake had just hit Florida. Wow. Alright, now that my heart rate's come down after that jump scare, what I was saying is this is one of the finest beginnings to any fairy tale I've ever heard. Like, imagine if Harry Potter had started with a question like this: do you have a vagina? It immediately sets the tone for the rest of this video here.
You don't need to be asking this person.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to ask.
You're the one asking me what gender I am.
I didn't ever ask you that.
You're asking my pronouns.
I didn't ask that
Do
either.
I look like a man?
I don't know what you
Do
look
I
like.
sound like a man?
Maybe, I don't know.
There's a lot to unpack here, so let's pour some milk on this cereal. The lady on the street is accusing the person filming of asking her pronouns or something, which apparently never happened. The context for what led up to this is this lady who's on the street right now causing a bit of a ruckus. She was eating at this restaurant and then claimed that the restaurant served her cat meat instead of chicken. So naturally she was outraged. I don't know what the restaurant was, but the only place I could imagine serving you cat meat is Burger King, and it would probably be better than their normal menu. So she's upset, thinking that she didn't get the chicken she had rightfully paid for, and she's making a big hoopla about it. Apparently she had threatened to go get assault rifles, which I imagine is implying she'll come shoot up the place. She was also apparently throwing things at the window of the restaurant, which is when this person started filming this freakout. And that's where we're coming in here into the story. So we're already in like Act 2 of this play, but now you know what led up to this moment. I also forgot to mention that shortly before recording, she was allegedly throwing around slurs as well. Now I'd like to focus a bit on when she says, "Do I sound like a man?" Because she does something very interesting here, and I don't know if you caught it. I'll play it again.
Do I look like a man?
I don't know what you
Do
look
I
like.
sound like a man?
Maybe, I don't know.
When she says, "Do I sound like a man?" she does it in a goofy accent that sounds like a Scottish professor. I don't know why. I guess some wires got crossed in her brain or something, or perhaps she really believes that every man sounds like a distinguished Scottish gentleman. But it is such a beautiful, like, flair to her sentence that I couldn't help but point it out.
Do I stand like a man?
What does a man stand like? Oh, then I guess no.
This is my favorite part. Do I stand like a man? And then she strikes this ballet recital pose. She gets into like this wide stance. It looks like she's about to go into an improper deadlift. These kind of reminds me of like when kangaroos flex. You know, when they throw their arms out and you see like all their bicep veins and shit like that? It's the same pose. Yeah, don't mind me. Just a dude posting up, just standing like a man. Because that's how all men stand. I've never seen a human being stand that way, let alone just some guy. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a video game NPC that's starting to malfunction here. Like her animations are getting messed up, so her idle animations all kind of like janky. It's just a wild ride. And I've seen a few people talk about it, and they've said that this may have been like mental illness or something, and it's impossible to know for sure. But I've seen a lot of freakouts. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert, but I'm not far off from my degree either in analyzing meltdowns, I'd speculate. So I'll go ahead and pass my professional opinion here. I think that this is probably substance-induced. I've seen a lot of these kind of things, and they all have one thing in common. Typically, some sort of substance leads to an outburst like this. So that's my little armchair analysis here. But again, I don't know for sure, and if it is mental illness related, hopefully she gets the help she needs. But threatening to bring assault rifles to shoot up the place is not acceptable under any circumstance, nor is throwing rocks at the place and throwing around a lot of slurs.
Yeah, record me. Are you recording? You sneaky bitch. Are you fucking recording me right now?
I'm holding my phone.
Okay, good. Call 911.
They're already on the way.
Perfect. Can't wait to talk to the officer. Stop! Stop! Oh, stop! Stop! Fuck you! Fuck you guys!
You've gotta love a happy ending. I want to give massive props to the person filming this. They did an amazing job. The conversation that they engaged on, like that back and forth, seemed like something out of a cartoon. It was so well done. They were able to respond to the lady's wild questions so quickly. Do I stand like a man? Strikes the pose. Well, no, I guess not in that case. You know, just really impressive stuff, and I love this cut from can't wait for the cops to get here to being arrested. Like, you couldn't draw it up any better than that. So, to give a little context what happened here, after the initial, you know, back and forth and the do I stand like a man and her fucking going hog wild on that pose, she left and then came back, but this time was a little more combative. The cops were called, cops arrived, and she was arrested. I don't know exactly what led to the arrest, because typically what would happen in a case like this is the cops just tell her to get out of here, scram, you know, skedaddle. I'm assuming she got very combative with the officers as well. So, pretty rough set of circumstances, but I don't think the person filming did anything wrong. Threatening to shoot up the restaurant and throwing rocks at it, you know, that's definitely grounds to at least, you know, getting the authorities there to say, hey, no, please leave. You know, at the very least. Now, this is where the story wraps up. There's still a few plot holes here that I don't have the answer to. Whether or not the restaurant was actually serving cat meat remains to be seen. I'm sure there will be a thorough investigation after she files her claim on it. I would venture a guess saying that probably not. I think it'd be a lot harder to get cat meat than it would be just to get chicken in the first place. Like, you can find chicken everywhere now. You can fucking find chicken in a dumpster outside. I could throw a rock right now and probably hit a giant chicken breast. It's just so readily available. Whereas cat meat, it seems a little bit harder to source. So, you know, I wasn't there. I didn't taste it. And even if I did, I don't know if I'd be able to identify the taste of cat over chicken. My palate's not that fine-tuned. So we don't know for sure whether or not it was cat or chicken. I'm going to go ahead and throw my hat in here and say it was probably chicken. Thus, I don't think there was any reason for this giant meltdown in the first place. There's so few instances of a justified public freakout where I'm actually rooting for the person going ballistic. Most of the time it's just a minor inconvenience that gets blown way out of proportion by somebody. But the ones where I do root for the person going wild are the ones where it's like in court and the person who murdered a family member or did something heinous to a family member gets beat up by that family, or somebody like goes after them and gets a few rogue punches in before the cops separate them. I'm always pumping my fist saying, you know what, great. But aside from those extreme cases, it's never worth embarrassing yourself like this in public at all. Anyway, I just wanted to share this one with you because I found it to be an entertaining, short, little freak out, and that's really about it. So yeah.